Isn't it funny that one of the things that can come out of basic routine maintenance is that you need to do more maintenance? And we've just been replacing this fuel filter just down here. And by seeing that these two little clips here were actually touching on the fuel line, we realised, hang on a minute, they could be chewing into the hose. Nathan, I don't know if you can see this, but if you look at this fuel line here, just here, there is a really deep gouge. I've got a long nail at the moment, it's gone a long way in there. It's actually gouged into the fuel line, and that fuel line would have exploded. Well, we're only days away from the 24 hours of Lemons non-stop race, and I know that would have let go. Fuel, hot exhaust, under the bonnet. This car was a Cheech and Chong, it would have gone up in smoke. So never, ever, ever can you over-prepare or over-maintain a car. Take care, guys.
Alright, well it's that time of the year, folks, the 24 hours of Lemons, but not any 24-hour Lemons, no, this is the non-stop continuous 24-hour of Lemons, of course, Billy Hickey. The Hooncorp GTPlanet Pulsar is already loaded up and ready to go, and the Commodore, which this lovely person will be driving later on this weekend, is just about to get loaded up. How are you feeling, mate? This is big.
This is still a little bit real now. I don't think it was real when I left Palming at 5:20 on Thursday morning, but yeah, no, it's all very real now. These cars being loaded on a transporter. It makes us feel very professional. These cars turning up via a transporter. That's pretty bloody cool. But no, this is awesome. We're going to get the last few cars loaded on now and head down to the track. This is where it all starts. We've got documentation and scrutineering today, BS tomorrow morning, and then of course it all starts tomorrow with practice and the big one at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I'm pumped, absolutely pumped. How about yourself?
Yeah, of course, and you say it looks professional, that's because it is professional. ASAP Towing, honestly, these guys have looked after us countless times now, and as you can see, they've got the massive 6-car transporter. Of course, we've got race cars, spare parts cars, body shells, drivetrains, every sorts of vehicle that you can imagine, and these guys, they're doing us a solid helping out with these, so kudos to them. If you ever need any vehicle delivery needs, ASAP Towing, that's the one to go. Plenty to happen. Of course, we're going to be documenting pretty much the entire weekend, myself and Billy and the countless others that are involved with Hooncorp and GTPlanet and all of the lemony goodness that we look forward to at this time of the year. So lemony goodness, well,
a good one.
You know, it's pretty good, isn't it? So
I'm just pumped to get down to the track.
Yep. Well, we'll be getting down to the track pretty soon.
Hopefully a track walk later on today. There's supposed to be some GT guys on the track, but hopefully they get rained out.
No. So yeah, plenty to happen. Oh, the Lucino's about to get loaded up now, so yeah, stay tuned for more from us.
In the December of 2018, on behalf of Hooncorp, I put the invite out to the entire GTPlanet community. 24-hour Lemons was on the horizon and Hooncorp was going to enter. We wanted the community to come together and put in a team. Now, we had responses from all around the world. We had America, we had Europe, we had Asia, but ultimately the drivers that responded and actually came along and did the thing were all Kiwis. To be fair, we did have a driver from the South Island, so arguably we had overseas drivers. But these are the 4 drivers that came along and got involved.
Hey, so my name's Carl. My GTPlanet name is Major Swanky. I'm 21 years of age. Yeah, we're here at the 24 Hours of Lemons. I'm heading down. Always had a love of motorsport. Old man used to race cars, used to race the likes of Alan Moffat. So it's bigger than that, been Speedway. And that being said, circuit racing's been around all my life, so why not make the fresh start at the 24 Hours of Lemons, eh? Start with the fastest and longest race we can possibly have.
Hi, my name's Cameron, Normax 7 on GTPlanet. I'm 22, I'm from Tauranga, New Zealand. First time out on a proper track, really looking forward to it. I do a lot of high karting back in Tauranga. I also work at a go-kart track there called Bay Karts, outdoor kart racing.
Hey guys, my name's Daniel. GTPlanet name's Urban 108. I'm from Christchurch, New Zealand. Down home I'm racing in 2K Cup, a jet car series. Just finished my first season, first sort of 9 months car racing. And yeah, I come from karting. So I have a go at lemons with a group of people that I didn't know, and yeah, to have a good time.
Hey guys, I'm Louis D. Manila. My GTPlanet tag is Louis Shumi, and I'm 29 years old. I'm doing the 24 hours of lemons with Hooncorp because they seem like a great group of guys to do it with, and Nathan's part of the website and forums as well. So yeah, got a whole bunch of guys from GTPlanet racing the Pulsar. It's going to be fun.
I found some people online and I thought, why not send them a lot of money and hopefully get to drive a car? No, it's more of a relaxing entrance into the world of motorsport. Why not? Why would you not go lemons? Let's be honest. It's not a lot of money to get into the motorsport. It's a great weekend. You meet tons of awesome people, all like-minded individuals. And yeah, I just thought it might be a great place to start for everyone to spend, squillions of dollars on a professional race car. Just have a great week.
Why lemons? It's one of the easiest motorsports you can really get into. And there's going to be a lot of cars out there, great experience, night racing, can't get much better than that.
A buddy of mine shared it to me, said, oh, have a go, 24-hour race, something completely different to the sprint format that I'm used to. Sort of get out of the comfort zone, learn a new track, learn a new car, meet people, what's not to love?
Grassroots, and I had an itch to scratch, and this is the perfect way to scratch that itch, so here we are.
Alrighty, here we are, track walk time for the 2019 24 Hour of Lemons here at Hampton Downs Motorsport Park. Track is red, it's quiet, so there's no one on it, so we've got it all to ourselves. We're going to do a nice big walk around and show you guys the track and get to know it ourselves, because we've got a newbie who hasn't been on the track, but we'll get to that shortly. First of all, Nathan, we've walked this before, this is going to be interesting.
No, well, of course, one of the biggest parts of any 24-hour race is the track itself, obviously. And Hampton Downs, it's a brilliant motorsports facility. It's such a cool track. It's real fun. It's got plenty of fast sections. It's got plenty of slow sections. But I have actually run a lap of this before. That was for a scholarship a few years ago. We had to run a lap, but I haven't actually walked it before. So this is going to be fun. And of course, Daniel here, who has never driven a lap around this track in his life. What are your sort of first impressions of the circuit?
Elevation. I'm used to tracks down in South Island that are quite flat, so coming up here having the massive elevation changes between different corners is pretty cool, pretty standout to start off with.
Fantastic. Well, these two are in the Pulsar. I've got the Commodore, not all to myself. We'll catch up with all of our drivers later on, but we're going to walk this track, so we'll head down to turn one.
Okay, so turn one, very first corner of the track, and straight away it's the fastest entry of the entire circuit. You're heading into that corner at about 200 k's an hour, depending on what you're driving, but regardless, it is a fast entry. Sweeping, and it's relatively on camber. Billy Hickey, it's probably one of your favourite corners.
One of my favourite corners if I'm not going to it backwards or with no brakes. It's an awesome corner because you can be about halfway through and then you can just mash the gas pedal, kill the gas so hard, and then get out the exit, hit the curb, and just take off. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
Such a fun corner, and of course, Daniel, you've sort of never really driven here before, but again, this looks like a lot of fun, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's going to be fast, it's going to be fun. What's not to laugh?
Right, well, we're here on the entry to turn number 2 now. You come flying down through turn number 1. You're in third. That's a third gear corner. You come shooting all the way right here. Pretty much where we're standing now is where you about grab the brake. If you're brave, you're about 25 metres down the road, a little bit more to the 50 metre sign there. But you grab the brake and you smash down to second gear on the entry to turn number 2, which is where we'll go next. And then it just gets a whole lot awkward after that. But this is one of my favourite corners because you can do a whole lot of passing here. It's good fun.
It's awesome. There's plenty of opportunities. It's not so much the right-hander that's the problem, it's the left-hander which goes up and over and it's off camber, and there's just so many things wrong with it, and that's why I love it. It's just such an awesome ride.
It unsettles the rear of the car, especially front-wheel drive cars. I've noticed going over that crest. We'll talk about it when we get there. Anyway, I'm getting too excited. We're at Hampton Downs. Let's go! Right, so we're here at turn number 3. Jeez, man, that was around a run and a half. We're here at turn 3 where it gets really awkward, not just for me running it, but for the driver as well, because you come flying out of turn number 2 and you pluck third gear right here, and then the rear of the car gets unloaded, and if you get loose, you end up probably upside down on that gravel track, which is not what we want to do this weekend, Nathan.
That's not the plan, no, but this is one thrilling ride. Like if you get this sequence of corners just right, it's so rewarding. You just
feel amazing.
You feel like a race car driver.
You feel, well, we are race car drivers.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you feel like it. You really feel.
And you go flying into the next corner, thinking, oh, I've actually got to come back to reality here and change some gears, which is never fun, especially when you just want to go fast and not have to worry about all the nitty-gritty. Oh, that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah. We'll head to the next one anyway.
All right, well, after a short, sharp drag race to the next corner, the higher pull hairpin, as it's known by most of Hampton Downs, this is where you're going to get it sideways if you're in a rear-wheel drive. Of course, pretty early apex, and you slide it out, you're gonna have trouble keeping the Commodore straight.
Oh, I only got sideways out of here once, so I'm fairly sure I shouldn't have any trouble getting it straight. But it's pretty awkward because you end up all the way out there, and you go through about 2 gears before you get to the dipper down there, which sucks, but it's awesome at the same time. So a very awkward corner, especially if you've got no brakes. I've done that before as well. All right, we're here at the Porsche dipper. This is one of the most awkwardest corners of the track. Like we mentioned before, you come up here, you grab it's the third gear, and then you come right to the crest here, and you hit the brake, and you head right the way down there, getting all the way around the outside and then coming into the apex and shooting down that big long straight. Awkward corner, but one of my favourite ones in the entire track.
Yeah, one of the things that you don't really notice until you're standing here on the track is the height difference. Like in the space of this corner, you're dropping probably at least a couple stories. It's a big drop, and it's just all the more fun. It's really late apex. This one, some people like to cross this white line here in front of us. They actually cross the line, maximise the outside, and they just cut it in. It's just, there are so many different ways to do this corner, Billy. It's so fun. It's one of the most unpredictable, probably even dangerous corners of the track, but that's part of why we love it.
Very, very easy to lock a brake here as well, with the car being unloaded, that tyre, the inside left front tyre being unloaded. Very easy to lock it up. Not very many people have done it, but you can see it be done with some other cars. So we're going to head down and around and finish this up because, man, I'm tired of walking. Right, so final corner. The easiest corner on the whole track.
The easiest corner, probably the widest corner. You could probably get about 6 wide here, but of course,
you wouldn't.
You wouldn't. As the 24 hours progresses, of course, this outer side, it's going to get covered in dirt and rubber and all sorts of grime. You don't want to be on this side of the road, so really you want to stay more sort of the inner line. But this is the final corner of the track, and it's probably one of the most rewarding because after this, all that's left is a solid run up to the front straight.
And you do it all over again after that.
Do it all again for 24 hours, no less. So,
but you swap over, you know?
No. Well, do you want to do 24 hours by yourself?
Oh, yeah, no.
I might try it one day, but today is not that day. No. So anyway,
especially after walking this track.
No, I'm quite dead myself. Okay, so after the final turn of the Hampton Downs circuit, of course you're greeted with a nice long straight, but it's not really a straight, is it, Billy? Because of course, coming out of the final turn, you've got a kink down there, you've got this incline, which isn't as steep as you'd think, but it's actually pretty good.
It is pretty steep.
And 2 more kinks down there. It's not really a straight, is it? But either way, you're foot flat to the floor.
Absolutely, and you're getting down into turn 1 at 200 k's an hour, and that pretty much completes a lap with Hampton Downs. We're going to be doing plenty of laps around here this weekend. I can't wait.
Oh, neither can I, mate. The excitement is high. Of course, we've been preparing for this for a long time.
Yeah.
Everybody involved, and but like you said, that wraps up a lap of Hampton Downs. Hope you've enjoyed it, and look forward to more from Hooncorp very, very soon. Cheers, guys.
Oh, it's not sparkling.
No.
Oh, I hate not sparkling water.
That's the way they drink your water and you get it. See?
Triple filtered. Triple filtered water means it's been drunk by at least 3 other people first. Kidneys, the best filter.
Of non-human descent.
This is incredibly disappointing, isn't it? Because it looks like a race car. It's got GTPlanet on the side. It's got, and this is the bit that's going to get me. Absolutely no offers of bribes whatsoever.
You haven't opened the boot, mate.
That's right, I haven't opened the boot, but you told me to. So that's got to be worth another 5 laps. So that's minus 10 already. By telling me what I should be doing. I'm the judge here. You should just be offering this stuff up to me. Carl. If I have to work for everything I have to do. What? Oh, the boot. Okay, and You horror story, by the way. That's cost you 5 laps. Disrespecting your woman. Who made these?
My mother.
Your mother. What are you getting your mother for Mother's Day?
Well, big hug. And lots of love.
Heartless beast.
Lots of love.
Dear Mum, can you make some cakes so we don't get penalised laps when we go to the 24-hour limit? Yes, dear. That's fantastic. Mother's Day tomorrow. Yeah, I'll give you a hug.
Well, she's not coming.
Why not?
Poor mother.
Okay, so I got 10 laps. 15 laps because you disrespected the lady. Not very nice. Are you driving, by the way?
No.
So you could get that back by letting her drive.
Let's go get her a suit. Let's get her a suit.
Like, the look on the team chief's face says. Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. There you go.
Drive back to the pits?
Yep.
Drive back to the pits. Okay, so still minus 20.
You'll be able to drive manual.
General displeasure. General displeasure with that one. Right, let's get the next one in.
I'll take that for you, kind judge.
Thank you.
Wise judge.
Thank you. Wise judge.
Benevolent judge.
Next car, please.
All right, long you gotta sit. You gotta sit.
You gotta drive it.
Yeah. She can steer. We'll push it. Now we gotta go.
No door opening on this one.
The whole password thing is sort of just so you know your communications with
So basically, they'll hold the light as a red light at the end of the pit lane. You've got to stop and tell the driver it's on the race channel.
Up over and through the white line, there's even that little extra bit. So some people, maximise that racing line up over there, and then pretty much follow the outside. It's a real late apex, this one. So as you would have seen that video with Mario, it's a real late apex. You could probably run it. You could probably hug the inside if you're blocking for position, but it's lemons. We're never really going to have to be that aggressive. Yeah, that's what it is, and there's like hundreds of different ways to take it. So it depends on the situation and obviously who's around you and what they're doing too. A lot of people spin here as well. It's rear wheel drive and they elevation change. Yeah, the elevation, and there's just so you'll get people spinning, you'll get people going off. Alright, so the first laps of the weekend, we're just about to start the practice session, and the first laps of the weekend for the Pulsar, the honour goes to this man right here, Daniel. Mate, first time out on the track, first time out in the car. What's going through your head?
Basically go out, explore the track, get to know it, find the, not really find the limits because it's a yellow flag session, but just get a feel of everything, get a feel of the gearbox, get a feel of the pedals, and go from there. Get ready for later on today.
Awesome stuff. And of course, the other drivers are going to be having their respective turns on the car over the course of the day. Race starts at 3 p.m, so cheers guys, thumbs up. All right, Louis, first stint of the big 24-hour. This is pretty eventful. There was quite a bit going on there. Tell us through how that was.
Yeah, we're having some issues with the comms, but yeah, we'll try and get that sorted for my next stint. The car felt great. Yeah, I've just relayed some info to Daniel. Yeah, basically don't get flustered by the traffic. He's raced in 2K Cup, so as long as he keeps in mind that it's an endurance race, I think we'll do right.
Of course, and we did have a few, there's already been a few mechanical failures and some people going off and making mistakes in those early stages, so how did that feel for you? Were you sort of calm and collected? Or
That shouldn't be happening at this stage of the race for anyone really, but it's I thought starting from the back would have been a little bit of a disadvantage, but it turned out pretty good. Hooncorp's done that quite a lot, so it makes sense. You guys are experienced, and we're reaping the rewards of all the experience you guys had before. So yeah, gonna rest up now.
Awesome.
It's Saturday night. Pray for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get it?
Right, we're here with the Fat Lemons team, eating a bloody... What are you eating?
What? I'm a bash you.
Do it on camera, I do.
Are you actually live?
Yeah, I have my rights.
Are you live?
Nah, I'm filming myself. Hi.
You're a big star. Alright, should we do this? Let's do this, alright. Okay, so we've just done our first respective stints for the 24-hour. Of course, Louis started and he handed the reins over to this lovely grown man over here, Daniel, and then I took over. And Cameron is currently in the car at the moment. Carl will be jumping in just after that. But gentlemen, yes, how was that?
Awesome track, holy hell. I can't get over that, The track's incredible.
I was knackered because I had the window right up throughout my whole stint. Only had the window down when there was safety car. Can't complain.
So let's talk through a lap of this track, because obviously we did the track walk earlier, and that was, that sort of gives you an idea of the layout of the track. Obviously, race pace, it's a completely different animal. Of course, the straight is just, it's that much more intense.
I mean, it really is. A couple of kinks coming up to turn one. It's just like, holy, okay, here we go.
There's no break.
Let's do this.
Yeah, you don't get a break from that straight, right? Like you're worrying about the corner. It's like a mile thing. So.
And the approach for turn one is about 160, 170 for the Pulsar. I don't know what you boys saw on the needle, but
we were looking.
Yeah, I didn't even realise we had a speedo that was actually accurate.
He'll try and tell you he was doing 230, but turn one, it's quite an interesting. Were you guys using fifth gear for the front straight? Were you using fifth? Yeah. So was I. I mean, it saves the motor. It's a bit of extra footwork, but really, a bit of extra footwork. That's not a big price to pay.
No.
Of course. So, back to fourth or back to third?
I'm back to third, so I'm not touching fourth into turn one. So fifth to third, rev matching on the way down. And it seems to balance the car quite nicely when you do actually get the clutch out and start to turn it in.
Awesome.
And it doesn't over-rev or anything. So.
No, of course. And of course, very short sprint to the next corner, but it's actually a pretty. There are some passing opportunities there.
There is, yeah.
I sort of poo-pooed Billy yesterday about you can't really pass there, but you'd be surprised. Some of the guys are pulling some bloody awesome moves. What were you doing for the flip-flop sort of? So third gear, fourth, depending on your run, and then what?
Was that the hairpin that goes uphill?
So you go up the hill and then it crests over. It's a bit of a blind crest that way.
Is that? Oh yeah, portion.
Yeah.
The different.
No, up and over.
Oh, turn three. No, yeah, it's pretty basic. So like you come out of the first corner, have it at fourth, get it down to third. It feels a bit funny because it's like you can almost bring it down to second, but that's only for what, like I don't know, like 2-3 tenths of a second, right? And so it's almost not worth it to do another downshift. And so right-hander out of the way, left-hander, crests like that, and it just picks up speed. You get it into fourth before you have to brake for the right-hand hairpin. And same deal there. Skip a gear, go from fourth to second, rev match, and then it takes you up that hill nicely. So.
Yep, awesome. So higher pull hairpin, of course, that's one of the big passing points if you're rather ambitious. It's probably one of the slowest. Probably also one of the slowest corners. I don't think the Porsche Dipper is actually not that slow.
No, it's not.
So I think higher pull hairpin slowest, and then of course you have a big blind straight into the Dipper, which of course is we've seen a bit of action over the years, and I'm sure you guys can see.
Enough action tonight.
Yeah, mate.
So far.
Of course, one of the awesome things about the Dipper is once you've committed, it's a real late apex, this one, once you've committed, you pretty much floor it while you're still turning, and of course the camber of the road and all of that just sort of shoots you out the other end, and isn't that just a cool feeling when you get that one right?
The car, because of the way the camber is, as you say, the car sort of hooks up, locks in and shoot off.
Yeah, mate.
It's a hell of a lot of fun, gets you normally a pretty good exit out onto the, is it the back straight? Coming into the final turn to the sweeper.
Yeah, mate. Of course, back straight's a pretty long one in comparison. That's where you sort of catch your breath, scratch your bum, just as you're banging through the gears.
This is actually a nice passing point as well. You can try a few different lines on the way into it, but it doesn't affect the exit too much because it's such a long sweeper, and you do have time to point the car in the way you want it to go. Get that late apex. You'll see really interesting rumble strips, and you kind of aim for that. And just let the car run out wide, use all the track, save the front left tire, and
of course.
Up the hill, main straight, kinks. There's a lap.
Mate. She's keeping us on our toes. Of course, I climbed out of the car buggered. I'm not sure about.
I used fresh air, the window down all the way to the steps.
Yeah, mate.
Fresh fuel,
air.
so.
I've only got a sweater on actually, so
that's
where you get the cheating with the window.
Plenty more action to be had here at Hampton Downs. Of course, we've got about 4 more stints ahead of us each. So, and hopefully we'll be bringing it home in many hours' time. But so
keep it on the black side.
That's the hope. Yeah,
keep it shiny side up.
Yeah, shiny side up. I think we'll be doing all right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
We've got to let it cool down first, mate. I'm going to start putting the other one out for you.
Mate, what happened?
He pushed me off the grass at the onto the grass at the hairpin, and then I don't know what the happened to. I don't know whether he was trying to let me pass to walk, but into the sweeper he just checked up so hard. Had nowhere to go. There's a car on the inside, so.
That was bad.
Huh?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Huh?
What happened to him? Did you hit him foam me up the arse?
Wait, so what happened? So he pushed you onto the grass at what, higher pull?
Yeah, pushed me onto the grass at a higher pull. I don't know, just turned in and then checked up, coming into the sweeper or something, and all locked up, couldn't slow down. So.
Oh, because the rain as well.
Do you know which car it was?
Huh?
know who it was.
We've got an umbrella, is that right?
It doesn't unlock, so
Can we push it around?
You're gonna get it in the garage.
That's the aircon.
Right, cool. So,
Well, good morning. It is 20 to 2 in the morning. I'm losing my voice. And the Pulsar, unfortunately, has had a bit of an oopsie. Daniel, from the sounds of it, it got run a bit wide by one of the other drivers. I know, we're all mourning the loss of a perfect run, but what happened, mate? What happened?
It was going really good, making up quite a, what felt like quite a few positions, passing some slower cars. I'm not sure what the deal was. Somehow one car came past and then fell off the pace or something, I don't know, or maybe I found the pace, who knows. Went to pass him down the inside of one of the hairpins, right-hander, and I got forced all four wheels off the apex of the turn to avoid being hit. A couple of corners later, said car checked up really hard, and I had nowhere to go and ran up the peak. So, bit of a sad, unfortunate story.
Yeah, these things happen, and of course, Carl's in distress as usual.
Always, but the bright side is, it's a box.
Cameron's asleep, so when he wakes up, he's going to have a lovely sight to come back to. But nonetheless, we are working to get this car back on the track. Looks like a bit of radiator damage, which is never ideal, but luckily we got the old Lucino there as spare parts. And folks, this is why when you come to an event like this, you need spare parts. You can't just show up and expect to run the full 24 hours. You need to have spares. You need to have spare spares, probably even spare spares. So that's exactly what we're doing now. We're hopefully going to fit in a new radiator and bit of hard work, and we'll get this GTPlanet Pulsar straightened out and back on the track very soon. Cheers, guys.
Watch the car inside.
Good morning. It is 5 to 8 on the Sunday morning here at Hampton Downs. It is late again once more. So last night, not much happened because the Pulsar kept circulating, and not long after the race got red flagged because the fog started rolling in and it got a bit too much to continue safely. So the officials, they red flagged that one, and we had an hour or two to ourselves to do a bit of maintenance on the cars. Of course, Pulsar needed brake pads and tyres and just spanner check, the usual. And once all that was done, a lot of the crew got some much needed rest. Obviously not a wisp of fog to be seen. It is all nice and clear and looking good. racing's only just gotten back underway, and the Pulsar is sitting in 32nd at the moment. So we're 15 hours into this race so far, and yeah, hopefully we get to continue on this slow but sure rise to the back to the top. Obviously, we're not really aiming for a win anymore, but however high we can end up, we'll take that with both hands. So yeah. So we're
sitting in 30th at the moment, 115 laps off the leader. I actually just found out that we're only only 2 laps, probably not even away from 29th, and 3 laps from 28th. That's awesome.
And 27th. 27th's not far off.
Yeah, so it's definitely doable. You know, we got what, 4 hours left.
Oh mate, we're gonna do more than that. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's aim higher.
Yeah. No, we got this. We're gonna be up here, boys.
Well, yeah, man.
We're gonna be bloody first place, mate. What do you mean?
Enjoying the view?
It's definitely the pick of the spots, eh?
Oh, mate. Overlooking the run to turn 2. Okay, so we're going to attempt to buy some laps off of Lemon's judge Nick Brown. This is either going to go amazingly or terribly. Yep.
Well, literally no in between.
There is no middle option.
Go big or go home.
So we're going to try and
cheers, guys.
Woo. Nick. Oh dear friend Nick.
We
the humblest offerings for the prospect of a few extra laps.
There is one thing I'd like to bring up here. I think I saw that plant yesterday as for some form of other bride, which kind of makes it null and void for this bride.
Well, then it's a good thing we have other. Look. See here, you see the regular Bundaberg brew, but I see lemon, lime, and the Commodore.
Yes, I understand.
Please, accept it.
Bearing in mind that you've already got rid of all of your penalties with the Bill challenge. When he completely failed this morning, it's very good that you're filling that with water.
And you're just pouring it on your...
Are you suggesting you wish to try and get some laps for a Commodore that can't do any laps?
No. We're looking for the Pulsar. Because you see, the Pulsar was doing so well until its chances of glory were terribly shattered when it was shattered by a rival racer. So that sort of, and we just thought, well, maybe Nick in his
how many laps would you like to get back?
Hadn't thought this far.
I didn't think I'd get this far. Yes, we were
further sweet in the pot. Here is a bag full of something wrapped.
Look at this.
Mystery.
That's something wrapped.
Mystery present.
We don't know what it is, but it's something.
So then that's something for you to decide as value.
So what we could do is we could do a mystery challenge. It depends on your performance.
The rest were good. Most have done that. There was one
Who can play dance?
just missed, which was
And for one dart each, behind that line, is it right hand or left hand? Okay, it's right left hand. Sure. Right hand or left hand? You'll be throwing left hand. Right hand or left hand? Right hand. You'll be throwing left hand. Okay. Because you are To miss Munter is probably worth 1,000 points.
Oh, perfect. I just throw it anywhere that doesn't hit Munter and we get 1,000 laps. Cheers.
No, you've got to throw it at Munter.
Oh, and still miss it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hang on, I'll see it sideways. Alright, so.
Here we go.
Get that extension going.
Pulsar laps.
We're gonna it's all about
And the double. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's 25. Oh, God. That's 25.
Beautiful shot.
Who's the one following suit after
I was going to say, come on, you boys next.
No
pressure, man. Pressure's on me then.
I'm getting out of
Oh, could have been 20, but wasn't.
So we're sitting on 25. Come on, Louis.
25.
It's all up to you.
I'll do my best.
That makes 42. 42 laps. There you go. Is that enough?
That is what we received most graciously.
42 laps for the Hooncorp Pulsar. It doesn't matter. It's still like 300 laps below.
I don't know about you guys, but I still can't believe that worked. You know what that means? We've made Lemon's history. We've officially bribed Nick Brown, and it's actually worked out for the better. It's actually worked out for the better. So, like, what do you think? I mean,
It's unbelievable because I only saw that going badly. To be quite honest.
we are truly pioneers of lemons.
again.
Right out there. Good stuff, bro.
I can't believe we're to the end.
I'm glad we got a little bit last
This is not Le Mans quality.
We did it! Fucking did it.
Yeah. Not bad for a bunch of random strangers on the internet, eh?
Look at the battle scars. I don't even know if we're going to fix that. Act natural. Act natural.
Act natural.
Stoic. Act natural.
Act natural.
Act natural, guys.
Who was here last year? Who was here at the last 24? Right, half of you. Fantastic. Monty, were you here? Yes. We did 30,250 laps last year. That was pretty good. This year, even though we had 1 hour out at about 6:30 till 7:30 this morning with the fog, 32,830 laps. Most laps was actually the Team Willies, as you probably know. 811 laps, Team Willies! And we'll get a little bit of perspective on that. That means the Team Willies drove in 24 hours 2,151.2 kilometres in a piece of crap. And for those that work in the fossil fuel departments, that's 87,000 kilometres overall we have driven on the track this weekend. There you go. All right. Useless stats. Okay.